Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We're on the test server, and today we're going to be taking a first look at Event Dungeon. It doesn't have a fancy name like Odin's Challenge or Temple of the Gods or something. It's just Event Dungeon. Guess it does what it says on the tin. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look through this. We're going to see a huge power scale in this dungeon, guys. From stage 1, we are fighting a level 7 boss. Let's go in. Let's do a quick stage 1 run here. Let's see. Can we win? Oh my, Yumiko's almost one-shot him. Okay, you know, stage 1, very, very easy. No problem. Up to, let's say, look at stage 10. Okay, not so bad. He's in with an apothecary and a marked. Not too bad. Let's have a look at stage 20. Here we go. He's got some epics with him this time. Not too bad. Level 280 boss. Have a look. And we'll look at stage 25 and stage 30. One thing I have to say right at the start of this video, I was absolutely wrong about Odin. We're running Odin on our own team. I was so wrong about this guy. He is absolutely insane, okay? Odin is bonkers good. Like, absolutely bonkers. One thing that I had misunderstood and that you need to watch out for, because the boss is the champion. The boss, you're fighting the champion. But he's also immune to more stuff, and it doesn't even say it in the tooltips, by the way, because why would they accurately convey stuff in the tooltips? But yeah, Odin comes in. He's got a buff strip with decreased defense and an AoE stun. It's a 100% chance for both, and it's a 3-turn. The tooltip is just wrong because it's importing from the champion. It's just the default one, but he is booked up, basically, the boss that you're fighting. But yeah, this is nuts. We've got Elatrion Blade Master actually in this team. He gives us a protected block debuffs and cleanse as well on a 3-turn. So he's actually really, really, really good against this boss. He gives us a 30% speed aura as well. But yeah, you can see stage 20 is not too bad. Stage 25, what I found in my rough testing is stage 25 is about 2 times as tanky, and we're up against much nastier enemies. We've got AoE Provoke from him, we've got AoE Stun from Syl, AoE Freeze from Yakarl, AoE Fear from Elder Skarg, etc. There's a lot of nasty debuffs on this team now. We are totally fine because we are using Odin, who's spamming out his own AoE stuns like crazy, and we've got a Yumiko to lock them out. We're totally good. We are not even slightly worried here. But yeah, you can see we're hitting this time like 300k for the max HP damage. I think it was about 140 or 160 or something on stage 20. So it really is about double the HP and much tougher enemies. The dungeon's going to keep on scaling up. But with this team, which is a pretty nice team, not the best, I'm sure, but, you know, it's a good team for this dungeon right here. A solid team, covering all the bases that we need. We're good to go. This is what's really scary as well. It's why we've got block buffs on the team. Every 9 turns. Now, I misunderstood this. I thought this is every 9 turns that Odin takes. And I was like, that seems terrible. It is every 9 turns that anybody takes. That anyone takes. So this means when you're fighting Odin the boss, you really need a block buffs on your team. Because otherwise, he's just going to keep getting block damage and you won't be able to do anything. And he'll spread it to all of his teammates as well. In fact, he spreads all of his buffs to all of his teammates. So block buffs is really important. Now, you can use buff strips, but here's where the scaling starts to go nuts. So see, here he has Temporal Chains, a 3-star. I'm not sure if he has Lightning Cage at stage 25. I didn't notice it there in the fight. But if we jump up to stage 30, it's a lot more difficult. Now, we've got some nasty enemies to fight. We've got the Valkyrie passive. Odin now has 6-star Lightning Cage. And I believe he has 6-star Temporal Chains as well. So we've got a ton of turn meter control coming at us passively from Valkyrie passive, from Odin's thing. Like when we get buffs, you're going to see our turn meters all getting pushed back. That's from him. And yeah, which is kind of nasty. And look, he's already got a bunch of Lightning Cage. This is a problem. If you don't bring block buffs for the highest levels, you're not going to be... He's going to get Lightning Cage too quickly. You're not going to be able to actually strip off the block damage. So that's sort of the idea with this team. You can see this team here coming into stage... to stage 30 here. We've got Elatrion Blade Master keeping us alive and protecting us from Odin right here, because this is nasty. It's really nasty. This can get you killed. Elatrion's protecting us. We have Aestrid. She's in for weaken and increase speed for the team. The boss is immune to decreased speed, by the way. Unfortunately, our block buffs didn't stay on. That's a bummer. Oh, that's really annoying. It's going to slow our run down, actually. No! Elatrion didn't keep it up. Yeah, he's got problems sometimes keeping it up. We all do from time to time. No. But yeah, it will slow you down. So the boss, I love this. They've got this tooltip. It tells you a bunch of stuff that he's immune to. He is also immune to turn meter, decreased turn meter. He's also, as you can see clearly, immune to decreased speed. But they just don't tell you, right? They just don't tell you. They have all these tooltips telling you all this stuff that he does, but they're like, you know what? We'll tell you lots of stuff, but we won't tell you everything. You just kind of have to guess some of it, which is ridiculous. But hey, that's the way it is. Let's see. I think Odin is due to do a max HP hit here. I think it's about 460 on stage 30. So he has about 50% more HP. Yeah, 460. He has about 50% more HP than he did at stage 25. I definitely think there's a big power scale here. And yeah, as you can see, max HP damage is going to be the way to go. He's a tanky boy, and he's actually very fast as well. You can't turn meter control him. You can't decrease speed. He will take turns. So you're going to want a good team. You're going to be pushed back by Temporal Chains and Valkyrie. There you go, about 2 minutes. If the block damage doesn't go through, you got block damage up once there. This will do it in 1 minute 20. It's kind of tough. We got ourselves a nice 5-star rare curing chest piece. Excellent. For our troubles. We can't even sell it. It's too good. The game's like, don't sell that, Nub. It's too good. But yeah, it's a tough dungeon. So yeah, as you can see, this is the idea of the team. Atharion coming in with block buffs to stop Odin getting buffs and spreading them around and to kill the boss. Odin himself, he's doing some decent damage and he's giving us decreased defense. He's stripping the buffs. He's locking down the enemy adds with stun, which is very important. Aestrid's coming in with the weaken, increased speed for us as well. She also is in Curse Set, which will encourage Yumiko to put Hex on Odin, which is actually quite nice because Yumiko's Hex can redirect Odin's decreased defense back at him and also protect us from it just protects us from those debuffs if Elatrion's block debuffs falls off. And Elatrion Blade Master, he's in there for a nice aura and yeah, to protect us from enemy Odin's A2 basically. And also again, his Elatrion's shielding as well is enough to protect from Odin's A3. So I found this to be a solid team. But let me tell you, this team gets a lot. Let me show you. This team gets a lot worse if we take Odin out. So if I come in, Odin is nuts, guy. I cannot say it enough. I totally underestimated how good this champ is. Like if we come in and I gave him crit rate, by the way. So we put the same gear in Arman's. Like watch the difference. So we're going in, same exact team, but we're putting in an Arman's instead of Odin. For the AU. Now, Arman's would be even better at locking down the enemies. So here's one problem. Arman's, he can weak hit. He didn't this time, but he can weak hit Dune Lord Gregor. Dune Lord Gregor's Force Affinity. So actually successfully locking these guys out can be a little bit tricky to maintain the stun. Now, we're really kind of overkilling it with the Yumiko as well, so we should be totally fine, but we'll see. It's going to be a bit rough. But this run goes way slower because we don't have Odin. Odin with the decreased defense AoE, as well as the AoE stun. Honestly, the two in combination together, very underrated. Now, the way that this will work this time around is kind of funky. Again, because we've got the Hex set, the Curse set on... unfortunately, that's annoying. So Yumiko decided to be dumb there. But basically, Aestrid should apply Hex to other people, which will encourage Yumiko to put Hex on Odin. I don't know, maybe she just always puts on Ursiga, and then she'll next go to putting Hex on Odin. I'm not exactly sure what her frame of mind is. Oh, we're actually very close to dying there. He got through his stun. That's not ideal. Now, what we can find might happen if it lines up perfectly. Looks like it won't line quite up. Oh, yeah, he's actually in some danger. He is in some danger. Uh-oh. And again, he's taking a turn. We might actually die unless we get in before, I believe. Okay, there's a nice shield. Thank you very much. And it is protected because Elatrion Blade Master. Oh, but now he's going to run. Oh, he's going to outrun it. That's definitely not good. Lock debuffs back on. But you can see it's definitely a slower run. We're in quite a bit more danger, actually. Quite a bit more danger. He might genuinely die here, which would not be good. Oh, that was so close. Holy shit. Okay, well, so this team, like you said, it's not, as you can see, it's not quite perfect. The boss was dead around about this time in the last run. That's the difference between Odin and Armand. It's actually kind of nuts. Like, yeah, so It's because our decreased defense on this team is reliant on Yumiko redirecting the hex back over. You could obviously replace you could replace Aestrid in this team. She's not too important. And I did some runs as well, replacing Aestrid with Rector Drath, which will make it more consistent and just remove any danger of possibly dying. Let's see, we should get the block buffs back on, which is good. And that... There we go. Decreased defense is on. Now the boss should actually die reasonably fast. It's just difficult to get the control for these enemies, whilst also, having the capability to kill the boss. Yeah, it's actually, it can be a little bit tricky. I'm curious to see what crazy teams people will come up with, though. I'm sure with like the mythicals and some top tier voids and whatnot, you'll be able to do some nuts stuff. I wouldn't worry about it. Like Marius is going to rip this fight apart. Marius will completely own it. One thing I haven't mentioned, the accuracy requirements do seem very, very high for stage 30. It seems about 500 accuracy was my gist. I haven't tried to build a resistance team. I just wanted to give you a quick initial look. But that's sort of a look at this fight. Like, you can see this fight's coming in at like, and it doesn't even look like it's 100%. It did look like Otharion could possibly die. So it's not a 100% team. It's not a 100% run. But we are coming in at, 3.5 minutes for this one. It's not fast by any means, shape, or form. There we go. Yumiko reflects the decreased defense, which is nice. Yeah, well, I'll see what the community comes up with. I'll try get you guys, if I come up with something or if other people come up with something, good budget teams to take this out. I think it's going to be quite tough to do stage 30 without very good champions, honestly. Like, I mean, without the Elatrion Blade Master there, it becomes quite nasty. 9-piece protection set, I guess, for block debuffs. I don't know, Elva Autumnborn and 9-piece protection. But because it's not nowhere near as reliable, it's gonna be a lot trickier. So that's something to watch out for too. But yeah, you can certainly do it. I mean, we've got the Aestrid, the Armans in there. Yumiko is not essential, but she just makes it more consistent in case Armans does miss a stun. But you could use Basher. You could just use someone totally different. Like you could. I think for some of the runs I did put Rector Drath maybe in her spot, and it works fine. Yeah, it gives you an idea. Will this dungeon be worth farming? I don't know. Hopefully, you know what this dungeon actually needs? It needs a drop frenzy. It needs like a 2x or 3x pinpoint. It's going to be a problem. I think pinpoint gear is insanely good, but you're getting a lot of junk doing this dungeon. I still think, I don't know, we'll work out more when we see actual spreadsheets breaking down the drop chances, but yeah, it might be a little bit of a challenge for some people to get higher up in this dungeon. And realistically, farming this, you're going to need to farm a ton of this dungeon, right? You're going to want fast runs because you're getting a whole bunch of crap. Like, you've only got 1 in 6 chance to even drop pinpoint, and then it could be 5-star. It could have bad stats on it. It's not easy to build up the set, but pinpoint is going to be so powerful. I think it's worth doing. So, quick initial look, guys. Let me know what you think about this dungeon. Some champions I think are definitely going to be worth watching out for it that are going to be useful too. I do think Packmaster Shayak. I'm going to try get him on the test server. He could be great. Speed in all battles aura, but he brings turn meter boost with block buffs on enemies, which is pretty great. And then he could also tank the boss for you as well, which might be kind of useful. Even reflects some damage back at Odin potentially. And he brings decreased defense A1 too. So I think actually Packmaster Shayak could potentially be kind of nuts for this. Stick him in with a Fellhound. I think it could actually be really, really good. And he's going to be putting out some hexes as well. So yeah, I'm not even joking when I say I think Packmaster Shayak might be brilliant for this dungeon. If you picked up Ninja might not be too bad either. He will kill the boss very quickly, but he's going to need a lot of accuracy to do it. And of course, this A2 is going to be hitting adds as well, right? It doesn't explode the burn if it hits the minions, only if it hits the boss. So that will slow you down. But if he does his A3, that could give you an AoE freeze against all enemies. That could be good. I'm not sure in terms of farming. Yeah, I think Packmaster Shayak could be really, really great for anyone who did his fusion. He could actually genuinely be quite good for this. I'm excited to test him out. But we'll see. Let me know. What do you think about this? Let me show you the builds that we used on these champions for this. So Aestrid was in Cursed. Just to give you a concept. She was in Cursed. High accuracy, like 500. She had 5-star cruelty. And like so. Armans in this build was in 328 accuracy. Very high accuracy. 328 speed. And he was coming in Temporal Chains. This. Yumiko like this. And she is built 339 speed, 630 accuracy. We had Autharion in 6-piece Slayer, which is actually a bad synergy. The turn meter boost kind of wastes Aestrid's passive. That might be something you do, right? Aestrid's passive gives you a big heal when people get turn meter. So you could actually use Armand's. His A2 will actually give you basically a full team heal when he hits it on the minions. So that could be quite a nice combo. But we are kind of wasting it because every time Atharion takes a turn, he's getting a bit of turn meter and wasting her passive. So watch out for that. He is like Nature's Wrath with these sort of stats. He gives himself increased accuracy, and with 300, he was hitting his stuff. So I think with masteries and stuff, it's probably about 500 accuracy sounds about right. He had these masteries. Electron Blade Master, he has these masteries, and he was actually in 9-piece protection, though he's doing protected buffs anyway, but that was giving us a bit more damage, right? Protected block debuffs, protected, increased defense and shield is very, very nice. So that was him, and he was coming in like this. So that was the team. Oh, and Odin. I got to do a showcase on Odin. This guy is absolutely bonkers. Odin was coming in. So I've built him for Arena as well. 96 crit rate. He is quite squishy. 320 speed, 600 accuracy. He is a damn good champion right here. But yeah, you can check out the champion. This is exactly what the boss is doing. Nukes you with this one. It will revive one of his minions if you kill someone, by the way, so watch out. AoE buff removal with decreased defense done. And then, yeah, every 9 turns that anyone takes, block damage on Odin and spreads it all to his whole team. So block buffs, super, super, super important. Berserk debuff I didn't find really made too much of a difference, and we were cleansing it off with the Latreon anyway. Yeah, there you go. Let me know what you thought of this this boss fight. I did try some like one-shot stuff. It's quite difficult to actually make it work. I was trying some stuff with like newts and whatnot. I found it to be kind of tricky though. So you're gonna need, I think, kind of a specific setup. It's a bit more complicated. I'm sure someone will work that out. But initial look right now, cool little dungeon. Yeah, definitely a challenge that will scale across all different play levels. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.